Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Stadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Narayanam Gurum Vande Sharanyam Bhakta Bandhavam Gauramanuvistam Purnam Radhadasyam Pradayakam Nirupandugacharya Varyam Gurupamanjari Preshtakam Patita Pavana Karuniyam Yugacharya Narayanam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gaura Twise Namaha Shama Sundara Shikanda Shekara Izmira Hasar Murali Manohara Radhikara Sikamam Kripanide Swapriya Charana Kinkarim Puru Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Brindai Tulasi Devi Ai Priyai Keshava Sacha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramu 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 Hare Hare. So first of all I begin offering my most humble obeisances to the dust of the lotus feet of Paramaradatama Sri Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtotara Sata Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudeva, and to my most worshipable Shikshan Sannyasa Guru Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Ashtotara Sata Srimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, and to all Shri Rupanva Gauriya Guru Varga, Multidandli Sannyasis, Brahmacharis, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and to all the assembled devotees here today, my most respectful obeisances. By the causeless mercy of Srila Gurudeva and all Mahabhagavatas Acharyas, we are able to assemble here one more time. So continue with the verse 29. Kritva mukhanni ava shucha swasanena shushyad bimbhadarani charanena bhuvali kantyaha Asrir upata masivi pucha kunkumani tastur vrijantya uru dukkha bharas matushnim. So the gopis, they were feeling so much pain, so much agony in their hearts. Then they hold their heads, they put their heads down, and they begin to breathe very heavily. And the air coming out of their bodies were so hot that was making their lips completely dry. Then they were scratching the ground with their toenails, and their tears mixed with kajal in their eyes, and then removed the kumkum from their breasts. Their hearts were burning so much with sorrow that they simply stand there, not saying a word. So now let's see the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pad Vaishnava Toshani. So feeling so much anxiety and so much distress, the Braja Gopis, they lost the power of speak for a moment. Also, they were very hot and heavy breathing, and their lips became completely dry. Their lips are very reddish, like the bimba fruit, and they became completely dry. So it means their lips are very tender and also very red. But now it has become completely pale and dry. And due to the anxiety, they begin to scratch the ground with their left toenails. And they begin to think that, oh Prithivi, oh Mother Earth, you should split, open up, so that we can enter inside you. It is more favorable for us to enter inside your womb instead of being on top of you. So by that, we can understand that the gopis, they were standing on the ground. So the gopis, they had kajal applied under their eyes, and it became mixed with their tears, and it began to flow down to their breasts. And all the kumkum, which was there on their breasts, it was completely washed away. So there was a very powerful stream of tears coming from their eyes. Why? Because they are feeling very deep sorrow in their hearts. And there are many other afflictions that they had, but we are not describing now. So this situation manifested two types of sattvika bhavas. First is to become pale, vaivarnya. And the second one is to become paralyzed, stambha. But it is a very well-known fact that Krishna, he sometimes jokes with the gopis and make them feel sad. Because the prema of the gopis is so much glorious. So from any word coming from Krishna can cause them a very indescribable state of suffering. So Krishna has he has challenged the gopis with the prohibitive words. He was trying to avoid them. But in the coming verse 31, the gopis, they will display indifference towards Krishna and they will answer him in such a way that their prema will never be broken. So due to the gopis' anxiety, they manifested external symptoms as anubhavas. Actually, it is not common for a chaste lady to become speechless and a lusty man try to make some proposal to them. So, but the gopis, they became speechless when Krishna spoke that. But somehow the gopis, they expressed their hearts when they were scratching the ground with their toenails. Actually, due to Krishna's very rude behavior, the natural flow of rasa was obstructed. So the nature of rasa is such that whenever some obstruction comes, it will express itself through anubhavas or different ecstatic. So now the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sharartha Darshini. So in this verse, Shukadeva Goswami, he explains how the gopis experienced their desperation. The gopis, they became silent and they put their head down, indicating shyness. Then the gopis, they thought, we gave up all our chastity for the sake of prema, but it has become now the cause of our embarrassment. We are extremely shy ladies coming from very respectable families. But our love for Krishna impel us, to challenge our modesty, our shyness. Those who are expert in prema rasa, they praise this prema so much and they never condemn it. So the symptom of prema is that it can control its object, which means Krishna. But the gopis, they think, we could not control Krishna, who is the object of our love. So certainly our prema is not perfect. So therefore, to not have to give up our shyness. Actually, it was a big waste of time. So the gopis, they felt remorse, shame, and anxiety. And the symptom of the gopis' remorse was that their faces became dark and dry. Just like the heat of the sun can make the bimba fruits completely dry. So the air the gopis exhale when they breathe very deeply, it was so hot like the blazing sun. So therefore, their lips, which are like the bimba fruit, became dry and dark. Next, the reason for the gopis' shyness and worry is that they hold their heads down in shyness and anxiety. And then they begin to scratch the earth with their left big toe, thinking Mother Earth should open up so they can come inside. And the symptoms of their suffering was the stream of tears coming from their eyes, mixed with kajal, which washed the kumkum on their breasts. So it was like two black lines flowing from their eyes, cutting their bodies down. So they became completely wet in tears. It was like two flows of Yamuna river coming from their eyes. And in the middle, it was coming the blazing fire from their nostrils. And then water and fire, they begin to fight in the body of the gopis. Fire trying to evaporate the water, and the water trying to shut the fire. So the Yamuna took shelter of the gopis' eyes and were flowing through currents to cut their bodies in half. But we could not see any victorious party in this battle. The gopis, they were just stunned, totally paralyzed, and also unable to tolerate their extreme misery. They were just like statues, drowning in intense suffering. So this is the end of the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So now the verse 30. Preshtam priyetharam viva pratibhashamanam Krishnam tadartha vinivartita sarva kamaha netre vinja rudito hate sma kinchit samrambha gadagada bhruvatta nuraktaha. The gopis, they were actually filled with the topmost prema for Krishna. They gave up all other desires just for his sake. So this way, they remain fixed in their love for him, even after hearing his cruel words. And Krishna's words were so harsh that made the gopis feel a very intense pain, and so much tears flow from their eyes. And there were so much tears coming from their eyes that they could not see anything more. Then, after some time, they wiped away their tears, and they begin to give answer to Krishna with a very, very faltering voice. Their voice was having a mix of love and anger. Now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Toshani. Someone may say that Krishna was not dear to the gopis. It means that Krishna was very cruel to the gopis by sending them back. So why the gopis did not remove Krishna from their hearts? Their desire to attain Krishna was so strong that they renounced any other aspiration, and they did not maintain any material connection. So the gopis, they left their husbands, children, and all attachments. That's why they could not remove Krishna from their hearts. And why is that? Because Krishna is the condensed form of bliss, and he steals the heart of everyone. The name Krishna itself has this quality. So therefore, once you give your heart to Brajendra Nandana Krishna, it is impossible to take it back. Also, someone may ask how the gopis could speak after being so much devastated by Krishna. When the gopis' anger appeared, it was actually mixed with despondency. Therefore, they were unable to speak. But then they remembered the hidden meanings of Krishna's words. And therefore, they brought anger. They manifested anger to cover their sorrow. And they wiped away their tears from their eyes, and they looked at the face of their beloved Krishna. But their voices were like full of indignation. It was a combination of two moods, anger and despondency. So then, due to their loving anger, they glanced towards Krishna's face, and then they wiped their eyes, trying to answer Krishna's words. But the gopis, they were suffering so much, they could not lift their heads. So therefore, they could only see part of Krishna's face. But their attachment to Krishna made their sorrow even more deep after hearing these very unpleasant words of Krishna. They never expected to receive such treatment from him. Now the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sarartha Darshini. So after Krishna, he raised his voice and said, "O gopis, why are you crying in the forest for no reason? Be happy and go back to your homes." So when the loud voice of Krishna entered the ears of the gopis, they quickly returned to their consciousness and they began to speak. Krishna, he associated with the gopis many times. So the gopis only saw him as their beloved. But now, without considering this, he spoke very harsh and unpleasant words to them. All of you should go back home and serve your husbands. So it was not proper for him to speak like this, because the gopis, they already gave up everything for him. The gopis, they gave up all their desires. They did not have even one trace of material attachment. So in this way, Shukadeva Goswami's intention is to say that the word kama used in the service of Bhagavan is not lust, but actually prema. So the gopis, they were almost blind by so much tears coming from their eyes. And they begin to think, now our lives are about to end. So let us first look at our beloved and put his image in our heart. And then after we can give up our lives. Oh, Krishna has actually given our death sentence. Even though he is our beloved and we have not committed any crime. So this is why the gopis, they manifested the transcendental anger. So then they thought, it may be because our beauty and qualities are not to his standard. So therefore, we are not able to have this intimate association. Then their love became filled with anger suddenly. And they begin to protest against Krishna's harsh words. So someone may ask a question, say, why the gopis, they did not pull their hearts away from Krishna if they were devoid of prema? So the answer is the word anurakta, which means that no one can understand the behavior of someone who is blind by anuraga. So this is the end of the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Panchakalpatarvya kripa sindhu bheva patitanam pavanibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo. Hare Krishna.